Joe Biden did a town hall, so we're going to do a top 5. Good episode coming your way, guys. Stay for the end. Number 5 is always a surprise, and this week it's the most disgusting number 5 surprise number 5 yet. All right, so let's get right into it. First of all, did anyone even watch the Joe Biden town hall? I feel like most people didn't. We've watched it twice because we work in the business. But yeah, for those who didn't, we're going to go through some stuff that happens. But before we do, this week's episode is brought to you by shopfleccas.com. Arrest Andrew Cuomo merch is available now. Guys, now more than ever, we need to arrest Andrew Cuomo. People say I kill grandma because I don't wear a mask when I go to Target. Andrew Cuomo actually kills grandma, like 14% of them. So go to shopfleccas.com, arrest Cuomo, get your merch today. If it doesn't say arrest Cuomo, I don't wear it. Let's get right into it. Number 1. I don't know if you noticed. I sure did. Every single time Joe Biden spoke, he had some weird anecdote. My mom always says, as Pa always said. And he would just have like these weird kind of, what is the word for it? Idioms. Richard Rathway knows. Idioms. So he had all these weird idioms. People know that doesn't work. Me saying idiom, they know like it's too dumb for that word. He just learned that word. That's the 3rd time he's ever said it. But yeah, he had all these little phrases and things ready to go. And it's the ones you kind of like listen to and he meanders and he rambles and then he kind of like doesn't finish the idea. It's always like 60% baked. And at the end, you're like, huh, all right. I guess that works. Times must have been different. Look at this compilation we've put together. Richard Rathway did a wonderful job. This is how he introed a lot of his answers. He always had these weird idioms.
My mother would say, God bless you, son, no purgatory for you. If there's any angels in heaven, they're all nurses. My dad used to say, everybody's entitled to be treated with respect. As my mother would say, with the grace of God and the goodwill of the neighbors. If you're black, as my mother would say, if half the things that occurred in the last campaign came out of my mouth, and she'd say as a kid, we'd wash my mouth out with soap. I'll shoot you, give it straight from the shoulder.
And I'm over here like, what is this guy talking about? And everyone in the CNN audience is like, yep, absolutely. And you know for a fact that this is just like a PR team move where they're like, all right, I think old endearing phrases would be really good for you. It's something we got, here's a couple. Here, hand him one. As my grandmammy used to say, don't leave the gate open if you don't want a pound of brickleberries and your toasted almonds. And everyone's like, oh. You kind of hear it and you're like, was that just like a different time where they were just saying different things? And then it doesn't have to make sense? And it's like, no. Joe Biden's just a fucking retard. Moving on, number 2. Number 2, physically, Joe Biden did an okay job. This is what surprised me. He stood for the whole thing. It was like an hour and 15 minutes. He stood up the whole time, which was like a message to the haters. That was like a shot across my bow, basically. And he did like an okay job, like standing and being somewhat normal. He has a bunch of brutal gaffes that we'll get to. But what helped him the most was the Anderson Cooper cover fire. And he comes out there, hey, what's up, man? Good to see you again.
Good to be back, man.
It's nice to see you, sir.
Remember that other time Joe Biden and Anderson Cooper were on stage like this?
Remember Anderson back 15, 20 years ago? We talked about this in San Francisco. It was all about, gay bathhouses. And it's all about round-the-clock sex. It's all, come on, man.
Anderson Cooper backstage right before was probably just like, Joe, please. Like, I'll cover for you, but just please don't come out shooting. And the first thing he said was how he likes kids more than people. And it's like, making Anderson Cooper work tonight.
Everybody knows I like kids better than people. I get up in the morning and look at Jill and say, where the hell are we?
Joe Biden had a bunch of weird gaffes coming into number 3 here. He was asked about the Uyghurs in China who are being persecuted, killed, put in camps. And he tacked that up to cultural differences.
I'm not going to speak out against what he's doing in Hong Kong, what he's doing with the Uyghurs in western mountains of China, and Taiwan trying to end the one China policy by making it forceful. I said, and by the he said he gets it. Culturally, there are different norms at each country, and their leaders are expected to follow.
So maybe, I guess the Geneva Convention must have some sort of clause for cultural differences when it comes to like genocide and torture and stuff. I must have missed that part. And then also, Joe Biden almost got himself in some trouble. He was talking about black on black crime and Hispanic on Hispanic crime, and he actually caught himself mid-sentence.
The fact is that the concern in many minority communities is black on black, Hispanic on Hispanic, not just, but here's the deal. There has to be much more serious, how can I say?
It's not 2006, Joe. You can't say that anymore. That's not good boy talk. That's not how good boys talk anymore, Joe. Number 4, Joe Biden said that when he got into office, there was no vaccine, even though Joe Biden got vaccinated before he went into office.
When you and I talked last, we talked about it's one thing to have the vaccine, which we didn't have when we came into office.
Just one of those things, though, where you say it and then all the emotional damage is done. Everyone watching is like, oh, Trump didn't do anything about vaccines, and no one's going to look into it or remember. But then just like a chunk of the population is just so misinformed, and they believe, Joe Biden had to come into a White House where nothing was done for COVID and there was no vaccine, even though all the vaccine work was done by Trump. I don't want to get into vaccines because I'm not getting one. And look at this lady with her kid. She's like bringing up how the kids are scared they're going to die. Lady, chill. You're going to create another version of yourself out there if you keep this up. I have a feeling that's what's happening with a lot of these kids. Number five. Surprise number 5, the best one, the reason everyone stays till the end. Shopfleccas.com, arrest CUOMO merch, get it while you still can. Number 5. Remember that rat that lived in the garage and kind of the roof that I never told you about? Well, we caught him. We were hearing this like scurrying around, and I was saying it was a chipmunk because it's just kind of nicer to imagine. So if like a chipmunk kind of went through your stuff or like touched your things or went in the food, it's like, not as bad as a rat. I was up at 2 a.m. working out like I usually do in the middle of the night. When out of the corner of my eye, there he was, the rat.
So he was out and about.
He was like underneath here having his way with our garage.
So you caught him.
Well,
You caught him in the act.
Yeah. Caught him in the act, ran up the thing, went across the guy, jimmied on out of here.
So he has roof access.
He has roof access and he has unfettered garage access. We have some work to do. We're gonna get the traps and we're gonna catch the rat. All right, guys, we got the mouse traps, heavy duty. We're gonna wind these bad boys up and set them loose on the rat, like a stocks.
What?
We're gonna wind him up. It's gonna find the rat and chase him and get him for good. How does it even know where to? So wind him up and like it chases it?
What?
What if it was like a cat or a dog or something, and then this thing comes chasing after your pet?
That thing doesn't chase after anything, buddy. The rat comes to it with the peanut butter.
But then you wind it up, and then it's got teeth.
No, it doesn't move, buddy. It doesn't move. All right, this bit's trash.
All right.
It's not gonna work, and it's already 36. It's already like a minute.
This is my favorite bit. We lose this bit.
Well,
what
but
are we gonna have?
this bit's done.
Deep squat. Watch the skid. A little wet in here.
Look at that fat tail.
I don't even like doing this anymore.
I know. Should we throw away the trap too?
Yeah, everything's gotta go. Bye, buddy. Wow. One thing's for sure. If you're a rat, don't make a nest in my home. That was bad. I forgot what I was gonna say. Back to you in the studio, Fleccas. If you guys are watching and you're mad about the death of that rat, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I am the person in charge here. I'm the top of the thing, and I don't do rats. I don't do rats. I don't do disease things. I don't do gross. Tales like that. If you're a rat, stay out of my house. Unless you're Richard Ratboy, you're the best producer in the game, buddy. You're welcome. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Shopfleccas.com for the best merch in the game. Arrest CUOMO. It's flying off the shelves, guys. I don't know how much longer it's going to last. If it doesn't say Arrest CUOMO, I don't wear it. I'd like to also thank last week's charcuterie sponsor, Chris. He sent us $50 on Venmo at Fleccas on Venmo, and we got this beautiful charcuterie board. It was fantastic. Thank you for supporting Chris. That charcuterie board went a long way. Disgusting. And you would have known about the charcuterie board if you were reading my weekly newsletter. Have you been receiving the weekly newsletter, Fleccas Friday newsletter? There's a whole Fleccas Friday family that might not involve you unless you want to change that. Link in bio. Add your name to the list. It takes 10 seconds. Just put your name and your email. Weekly newsletter number 6 is coming this Friday. Every Friday, new newsletter. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you at the next one.